Never trust a job posting that says entry level. Those two words are the biggest corporate lie, because now entry level usually means this: we want someone with experience, ready to contribute on day one, just for a beginner's salary. Don't believe me? Go on LinkedIn. You'll find jobs labeled entry level asking for 3 to 5 years of experience. It makes absolutely no sense. I have no experience because I don't have a job, and I don't have a job because I have no experience. Can you see the problem here? It feels like a trap. And no, you're not crazy. The first rung of the career ladder really is moving further out of reach. That's why so many pigeons feel stuck right now. So what happened? How did the first job become the hardest one to get? Entry level used to mean something simple. You got hired first, then you learned. And it was a good deal for both. Young pigeons got their first real job. Companies got cheap labor. They knew new pigeons would need training. They would make mistakes and ask dumb questions like, "Boss, can I go to the bathroom? Please stop. I'm not your dad." And none of that killed the deal, because eventually you got useful, and usually you stayed for a time. But that version costs money, time, and patience. Managers are overloaded and money is tighter. Unless you're the boss, of course. There's always room when it comes to increasing your salary. So companies got picky and stopped asking who could grow into this. Now the real question is, who can do this right now? Like starting tomorrow. And that changes everything, because companies still need workers. They just don't want to carry the beginner cost. Hold on. That makes no sense. New workers still need training. So where did that part go? Well, it got dumped on you. And that's the hidden redesign this pigeon wants you to see. Now you have to do way more work before getting your first real job. Internships, freelance gigs, volunteering, watching tutorials at midnight while the comments are full of pigeons saying, "Bro saved my life," and you still have no idea what's going on. So the first step still exists. It just starts before the paycheck, on your own time, and often with your own money. So companies calling these jobs entry level is unfair. They want you ready on day one, but they still want to pay you like a beginner. See the problem? Same label, worse deal. The job title still sounds small, but the expectations do not. And that is exactly why the degree starts feeling weaker. You did what they told you to do: study, graduate, then get a nice job. And then the market looks at you and says, "Cool, what tools do you know? What projects did you build?" Relax, bro. I'm just a young pigeon. About 70% of employers now use skills-based hiring for entry-level roles. And yes, your diploma still matters. It just doesn't feel like enough by itself. So why are companies lying about entry-level jobs? The job market got weak, very weak. Every month you see headlines about layoffs. The market is full of experienced pigeons trying to find work fast, and companies can see it. They know a lot of pigeons will take a worse deal just to keep money coming in. Think about it. You have two options. Take the job you're overqualified for, even if the pay is bad, or keep searching for the perfect one and risk spending months with no paycheck. How do you pay rent? How do you help your family? How do you tell your parents you're moving back in? Your mom turned your room into a sewing studio 10 years ago. At least she has cookies. I'm screwed. And that's why the lie works. Once companies realize plenty of pigeons will still apply anyway, the fake entry-level label becomes very useful. You can offer a bad deal and still get a line of applicants. It becomes the new market standard. So even companies who aren't doing it start asking, why should I spend time, money, and patience building someone from zero if another pigeon already did the messy part somewhere else? It's like Facebook Marketplace. Everybody wants the IKEA desk already assembled, but nobody wants to get to step 14 and realize they built it backwards. It's happened to Pigeon. Now, to be fair, a company could say, look, the market is tough, we are being cautious, we just want stronger candidates. Fine, wanting stronger candidates is normal. The problem is calling someone a beginner when what you really want is a worker who already absorbed a big chunk of the beginner stage somewhere else. That's the mismatch. And once the starting line gets pushed that far back, normal life starts getting hit in ways that are easy to miss. What does it mean for pigeons like you and me? The first cost is time. Because of the entry-level lie, a lot of pigeons don't start their real earning years at 22 anymore. They start at 26, maybe 27. And you might think it doesn't sound like a huge gap. Don't be dramatic, pigeon, but it's bad. Those are the years when you were supposed to start saving, investing, moving out, and getting your life off the runway. Less money in your 20s means less money growing in your 30s and 40s. No wonder so many pigeons feel late to their their own lives. Then your mom makes it worse. At 27, we already had a house, 2 kids, and a dog. And you're like, I'm still sharing one Netflix password with 5 friends. So what do you do when you cannot find the job that actually starts the path you trained for? You get pushed sideways. Coffee shop, retail, fast food, whatever pays now. You look employed. Your family relaxes. And LinkedIn says, congrats. But your real path never properly starts. And this pigeon has nothing against those jobs. They're great. But you didn't spend 4 years studying for something just to end up nowhere near it. And I don't even want to talk about the student loan part. I need my therapist now. Let's talk about the second problem. Not everyone can survive this stage equally. If your family can help, you can wait longer. Move to another city, take unpaid internships, play the long game. If you need money now, you cannot take an unpaid position just to build experience. Who is paying your bills? Dear landlord, I love you so much. Can I skip rent for the next 4 years? So 2 pigeons can be the same age, equally smart, equally capable, but the rich one already has 3 years of experience through internships and you don't. That's the filter. And this is bigger than young pigeons feeling sad on LinkedIn. If every company wants workers already trained by somebody else, the whole system starts eating its own future. Entry-level hiring is how future engineers, nurses, teachers, and technical workers get made. If nobody wants to create beginners, then a few years later, everybody starts whining that there are no experienced workers. What were you expecting? Your grandma will be the only one able to apply to entry-level jobs. We are screwed. So when you zoom out, the story isn't just about young pigeons struggling. We're building a system that's just not sustainable. So, remember that ridiculous job posting from the beginning? The one asking for 5 years of experience for a junior role? We used to look at that and think it was just a typo, a lazy recruiter hitting copy-paste. But now we know better. That listing wasn't a mistake. The game changed for beginner pigeons. So no, entry-level jobs didn't actually disappear. What disappeared is the idea that companies would let beginners begin inside the job. Companies don't want to take the risk anymore. They don't want to invest in raw potential. They want a pre-packaged, pre-trained worker who can generate profit by lunchtime on Monday. They want a fresh graduate with the mileage of a divorced accountant. Lovely. And Pigeon isn't telling you to just work harder or hustle 24/7. That's not the point. I know you're tired, and I know your mom's sewing machines are loud, so the strategy has to be different. If the first rung of the ladder is now 10 feet off the ground, you cannot just stand there waiting for the company to lower it. You have to start building your own little step. Maybe while you're still studying, or if you're stuck in a job you don't even like, do a little after work. A small project here, a tiny freelance gig there, or a weird certification at midnight. And yes, that's unfair. The burden shouldn't be on you. But waiting for the system to suddenly start liking beginners again, that would take years, and you don't have time to waste. By the time the corporate world decides to love beginners again, I'll be 80 years old going, where are my glasses? Where are my glasses? Oops, they're on my face. The job ladder is still there, in theory, but normal pigeons cannot even reach the first rung anymore. And that's why so many pigeons feel stuck. You're not lazy or broken, and you're definitely not behind. You got handed a much uglier version of the job market. Subscribe to support Pigeon so he can keep the future slightly less scary. Also, if you like this video, you'll probably like the one below. Do it for Pigeon.